Title of this video, obviously, still not doing well. I'm not. And it sucks because the weekends are the only time where my mind generally is like free and I don't feel stressed, especially Saturday because like I know I don't have to go to work the next day. And the weekend is just, it's usually my time. Like during the week, I'm very unhappy because of my job. So the weekend is usually great. But today has been so annoying. So annoying. And you know what? Like, I'm at this point where it's like, I know it's always been bad, right? But like, I know it's like really, like, I can't even really describe the level of bad it's at because the smallest of inconveniences is pissing me off so badly. Like, ridiculously badly. And at this point, I don't know what to do anymore. I really don't. It's like, it just feels like every day something happens to make me feel worse. Like, I just feel worse and worse every day. And I miss like the brief time that I had where I actually felt content. Like, saying I felt happy might have been, let me put it like this. Because I was more neutral, being happy was easier. It was actually like obtainable. But now I'm just like in a really bad place. Like, it's really bad. And I'm, like I said, I don't know what to do anymore. I just don't. Like, I'm just feeling so bad for so many different reasons. And I don't know. Like, even as I'm doing this live, I'm drawing at the same time, which is interesting because I haven't drawn in a while. I've been doing other things. But I was like, you know what, today I'm going to draw. And, you know, I like how it's turning out for the most part. So that's nice and everything. But like I've said, I feel like a million times now, it's, I don't know. I don't know. At this point, I'm starting to feel like part of the problem is maybe the amount of time that I spend looking at like different topics on the internet. Like, it's starting to feel really depressing, I think. I'm starting to just feel really down because, you know, like I've said a few times, I truly believe that comparison really is the thief of joy. And one of the things that I keep noticing as I listen to a lot of online content is that, especially specifically when it comes to other women, it's like, at least from the way that it comes off online, it's like all of these women are having these shared experiences except me. And it's hard, you know, like, it's hard because it's like, on the one hand, there's the whole decentering men thing, right? Which I was naturally doing that for most of my life anyway, partially because I genuinely wasn't interested, but then also partially because men have never been interested in me. So, like, why, focus on it? Whatever. I always figured if it was meant to happen, then it would happen. Never did. So, okay, there's that, right? But then, as of last year, when my friendship started really showing me that, maybe I needed another avenue, I kind of started centering it, and that was a disaster. And now, as I see all this stuff online when it comes to decentering men, and I hear all these women, and not just women, men too, talk about, oh, women, they're not lonely. They have community, they have friends, they're living their best lives, they're doing this while they're single, they're doing this, they're doing that. Well, that's great for them, I guess. That is so great for those women, for those single women who have all these friends and all this community, and they're doing so great with their careers, and they're so well liked, and they can just go in the fucking bathroom and talk to girls and make friends with them or whatever. So glad that is working out so well for them. So glad to know that it apparently, at least it feels like, I am the only woman who that is not happening for. And it's like, what am I supposed to do? Like, where does this leave me exactly? I don't understand. I don't know. 'Cause, like, if I'm not going to get the man, which, look, whatever. If I'm not going to get the man, and I'm not going to get the friends, and the family thing isn't really an option either, then what the fuck do I have? And I already started this by saying I'm not happy with my job. So, what area exactly of my life am I supposed to be happy with right now? I mean, the only thing that I really have right now is my weight loss, which I'm a little triggered by today because I kind of feel like I messed it up, but like not on purpose, but that's just another one of those little things, which I don't know, it doesn't even feel little since it's impacting my weight, but it's like little trigger thing messing me up right now. Like, maybe my hair. I mean, I'm putting effort into getting that how I want it, and it kind of seems like it's working, I guess. I definitely feel more confident in the weight thing, but that's kind of all I have right now. Because, it was really nice for that brief period of time, feeling super attractive, feeling confident for once. Like, it was really nice feeling that, but right now, not feeling it. Confidence shaken. Like, and it's like, it's so bad. Like, at work, I have some coworkers who, initially I thought, like, maybe we would end up being friends. Because it seemed that way at first. And then as time went on, I kind of quickly realized that, no, that wasn't going to be the case. Like, one seems like she just literally is trying to sabotage me out of jealousy. The other one, I don't know. But I also feel like my misery brings them happiness. Like, if I bring it up. And, with that being said, like, I realize this. I do realize this. And so at least I won't feel blindsided, right? Like, I continue to interact with them knowing that, like, this isn't going anywhere. I don't think either of them genuinely like me. I don't know if it's a them thing or a me thing that's made that the case. I don't know. At this point, I'm not sure if it matters either. But I don't know. Like yesterday, because they get to work from home. I don't. But they get to work from home. And so when I communicate with them, it's via Teams. And so I just decided to be nice and just randomly say hi to them, which one of them will do back. The other one never does. So, but I decided yesterday I'm never doing that for them again. Like, I generally don't do that anyway anymore. Just randomly say hi to people, because I used to do that for a whole bunch of people and no one appreciated it. Like, forget reciprocating. No one even seemed to appreciate it. So I stopped doing that. So even starting to do it again, I felt like a clown. And like, that's why we will not be keeping this up. It's over. Like, it's done. Especially since I feel how I feel. But it's like, it's so bad because I'm at the point where I'm so used to people not liking me that, like, or no, yeah, not liking me. Like, even if they pretend to like me, or even if they're like cordial with me for the sake of like being at work, whatever, like, I know they don't like me for real. It's always been like that. It's always been like that. And it's to the point where it's like, as much as I want these people, I kind of don't want these people, because I'm so tired of putting in the work and not having it reciprocated. I'm also tired of like just feeling like these connections aren't like, okay, there were these two girls and we were friends, whatever. The one I met through the other one. But, they were really nice and everything. But there was always something about, like, especially the one that I met first, that there was always just something that felt off. Like, it felt like I couldn't really be me because I was being, like, I don't know, judged or something. Like, it felt like I couldn't really be me. So I didn't really lean into those friendships like I wanted to. So when they basically fell apart, I'll be honest, I didn't really care. I wasn't putting in the effort that like old me would have put in. And then, there was another person. She was putting in a lot of effort. I felt bad, but I told her, I was going through something. That's why I couldn't really talk. She seemed like she was cool with it. When I came back, though, it's like, I swear, like, even if it's not the case, she felt fake as fuck to me. Like, it was like every time I mentioned us talking, she always just, there was always some excuse. There was always something. And it was just like, look, I told you why I didn't feel like talking, why I didn't feel like being social. But you just are like, you're just playing me right now. So she's blocked. I'm done. Like, I don't have the patience anymore. I don't have the patience. I don't have the energy. I don't have the anything. And I don't know what to do, because it's like, and it's like, even with the friendships that I still have or whatever, like, however you want to phrase it, I'll be honest, like, yeah, I still like them as people. I still appreciate them. But given the way that things have gone, especially, like with last year, with me even deciding to try to get a man or attempt to get a man, all I really realized with those friends is that it'll never be with them the friendship that I want it to be. So, like, yeah, I can talk to them, and, if they want to hang out, like, we can, cool. Like, yeah, I could talk to them about stuff, but I know now that there's really no point in feeling but so invested, because it would be one-sided. Like, it would only be me, because the majority of them, they have a man. That's where all their focus really goes. I get, when I say I get the leftovers, man, like, whatever. I can't even, I can't even put stock into that. And I'm so unhappy. And like, the more I feel like this, the longer I feel like this, the more I just am so glad that I don't have children. And I just, every day, I never want to have them, because if they ended up feeling like me, I don't even know what I'd do, because I don't think anyone should feel like this. I don't. Like, I feel like this, right? Like, I feel so bad. I hate it. I hate being here so much. And then, like, I feel guilty for feeling like that, because I know, like, my circumstances are not, like, they're actually pretty good. Like, I'm not in a situation where I'm living on the streets. I have a job. Like, my health is, it's relatively good. Like, technically speaking, I guess I shouldn't have anything to complain about. I mean, no, I don't feel like I have that support system that I'm not gonna lie, I desperately want a support system. Like, the fact that I actually tried therapy again shows me how desperate I am for it. And the fact that that fucking bitch was just so, I'm not even gonna go there. But I know that's not there, but aside from that, I know that, like, technically, I really don't have anything to complain about, especially when I know that there are so many people in such worse positions to me, and I know that, and so I know that they would, like, kill to be in my position, and I know that there are people who just, like, they're just worse off, and they would love to be me, and it makes me feel even more guilty for feeling the way I feel. And it doesn't help when I feel like I'm constantly being told that I'm not supposed to feel this way either. But I do. Like, and no one does a good job of convincing me of why I shouldn't. Because honestly, I feel like the only thing that happens is people trying to guilt trip me. And that's it. Like, it's just people trying to tell me how, yeah, people do have it worse than you, so you shouldn't feel bad. Like, no one tries to actually address my issues, to actually get to the core, to the foundation, and, like, really understand me and why I feel the way that I feel, and just relate to it. Or maybe not even relate, just, like, understand it. But it feels like no one, and I mean absolutely not a soul, understands me. Like, not even a little bit. I think that's the part that drives me the most insane. The fact, like, that's what makes me feel so alone, because it doesn't feel like anyone understands or even tries to. And it's like, every time I try to explain it, people still don't get it, which makes me not want to do it anymore. And I just, yeah, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know, like, why am I here? Like, legit, like, why am I here? I I'm going to say something that I feel like I've kind of implied, but never really said it. And I think at the time, even when I implied it, I didn't really necessarily have the words to convey it the way that I would have wanted to. But I've thought about this, and, this is how I feel about life. And it's dark, it's negative. I know, I don't care though. This is how I feel. And I know most people aren't going to agree with this. And honestly, I think that that's great. I think that's beautiful because I don't think that most people should think or feel the way that I do. And when I say that no one understands me, again, I'm not saying that people necessarily have to agree with me, but I just wish that they saw where I was coming from, right? But anyway, life feels like it's just you get forced into a competition. And that's it. Like being born seems like all you're doing is being forced into a competition that you never asked to be in, but you're forced to compete and you're forced to try to be the best. And if you're not the best, then you lose. Like that's how life feels to me. And not only are you forced into a competition, but sometimes you're forced into this competition with some sort of handicap, but you're still told to perform and beat out everyone else and do better, even than the people who, rather than being handicapped, disadvantaged, however you want to call it, got advantages. But you're supposed to outperform them too. Because no one asks to be born. You just are. And then you're told that you're supposed to be grateful for it. And you're told a lot of people, they hit 18 or whatever. It's like, oh, well, get out. Oh, well, we did all we did. Get out. And it's like, I mean, I guess a lot of people are able to do it. Maybe they're not. I don't know. But I don't understand how people can make the decision to force someone else into a life that they didn't ask for and then have all of these expectations for them. It just feels really weird to me. But again, I know most people are not going to agree with that mindset. And that's good, because I don't think that most people should. Because if you agree and you're in the same mindset as me, if you're in the same position as me, that is so bad. That is so bad. And I feel so bad. And I'm so sorry. Because as bad as I feel, I don't think people should feel like this. I don't want people to feel like this. And it's why I kind of wish that I could be like a big sister or something. I guess I could sign up for some corporation and try to help someone. But I also feel like that's a bad idea, because if I feel as bad as I do and I feel so wrecked, could I really help someone? No, I wouldn't sit there and tell them this, my perspective on life. I would try to be positive for them, because I've always been the type of person, well, I don't know, I guess debatably not always, but I've tried to be the type of person who, even if I can't be positive for myself, I'm at least positive for other people, because I see things in them that I don't see in myself. And when I say that, listen, I've said this before, but it might not sound like it, but I still do have self-love. But I've realized that the issue that I have had has never really been with me. It's been with the world. And the world made me feel like my issue was with me, but it's not. It's not with me. But to be honest, I wish that it was. I wish that I didn't hate the world and that my issue was with myself, because then at least I would feel like if I just changed myself and fixed myself, then I would finally be happy. But no, when I can't, there's nothing that I can do to change the world. I mean, I can't even get people to watch my videos on here. I can't get people to interact with them when they do watch them. So I can't change the world. I know this. And so, like, I don't understand. But I do feel like, even though I can't do anything, I do feel like other people can. And I do feel like if I talked to someone, then they might be the person who's able to change the world for the better. Or at least sometimes I feel like maybe that's something I could do. But on the other hand, I mean, since people, you know what? Even though I've said that people tend not to like me, that's not quite true. Because what I forgot is that there does tend to be, it seems like, one group of people who do tend to like me, interestingly enough. I don't know why, but it seems like children like me. It seems like when I'm around children, they never want me to leave. Like, they seem to love me. I don't know why, but they do. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I could help a kid if they don't hate me and I'm willing to be positive for them. Then, I mean, maybe, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like then the problem is, though, right? Like, even if I did want to, like, sign up for an organization and try to help children so that they grow up to be, you know, not miserable adults like me, the issue is that I would have to, I feel like, appeal to the adults that are running the organization. And since adults don't like me, I don't even get to talk to the children to try to get them through all the crap that they're going through. So I don't even get the opportunity to help them. So I don't know. I felt like I talked myself into something good and then talked myself right back out of it. You know, this is another reason why it would be nice to actually feel like I had a support system, because maybe they could actually talk me into something positive. Like, it's hard when I do try to be positive for myself because I'm the only one being positive for myself all the time. And it's hard when, like, I'm the one doubting myself, but then I also have to be the one to encourage myself, because it's like, if the doubt is there, it's hard to outfight it every time. Like, okay, if it was like sometimes, then fine, but it's every time. Even if it was like most times, like, that would be a lot, but like, it's every time. Like, I always have to try to help myself out every time. I don't really feel like I can depend on people. And that is hard. That is difficult. It really is. And the fact that coming on here and doing these lives that I don't even really think anyone listens to is like the only thing that semi helps me is so, I hate that. I hate that. I mean, I guess one could argue, like, at least I have something, but, like, even doing this, like, it helps, but not as much as I wish that it did. But I guess one thing that's nice about doing these lives is that I feel like I'm actually able to express myself. And, like, I'd prefer to be talking to someone, but I kind of wouldn't at the same time, because one thing I don't like is talking to someone and then their response once again reminds me of how they're really not understanding what I'm saying. So essentially talking to myself like this tends to be more effective. And I was listening to someone today, and he was giving advice on, like, healing after heartbreak, which, do I have real heartbreak? No, but I'm still kind of ruminating over certain things. But anyway, he was talking about the power of writing your feelings down. How, like, writing a letter can be so helpful. And I'll admit that I have written down my emotions before and I've felt better. But the thing is, because of just how overwhelmed I feel all the time, when I do write, I write for so long. Like, I write for so long that my hand starts to hurt. And yeah, I kind of have to stop writing. I didn't necessarily get out everything that I wanted to get out, but my hand hurts. I can't keep writing anymore. So I stop. And it's kind of a lot slower than just talking like this. So I don't know. I like both. I think that the writing is more effective, but again, my hand hurts, and because I just write for so long. I literally will write for over an hour straight. Just pages of my feelings. I remember years ago, I used to write daily, and it wasn't necessarily just, a lot of bad things. It was just how my day was. But now I go such long spans without writing. But even if I did do a day-to-day thing, it wouldn't be very good. I can't imagine someone reading those things. I feel like it'd be such a depressing experience. But anyway, I wish that I had a support system. I wish I had someone to depend on. I wish that I had better coping strategies than hopping on here or whatever. I mean, I feel like this is the only thing other than, like, writing, but I talked about my issues with that really helps, because yeah, I could draw, but that doesn't really help. I could crochet, but that doesn't really help. It doesn't. I I don't know. Exercising doesn't help, which sucks, because they say that exercising is supposed to, like, increase your dopamine levels or whatever and put you in a better mood, but it doesn't. And it's crazy. Like, I eat better, I try to get more sleep, I do exercise. Like, I'm healthier now than I have been in a while, like, than I have been for the majority of my life, and yet it seems like it's still not enough. I still feel bad despite all of that. And I genuinely think it's because I just feel lonely. I really do. I feel so lonely. I feel alone. I feel lonely. I feel just unvalued, unappreciated. unimportant. Like, it kind of goes back to that whole conversation of like, is self-love enough? And I feel like the answer is no. Is it because humans are social creatures? Maybe. Maybe that's the reason. I don't know. But I just know that, like, loving yourself is very important. I always recommend it, but it's not everything. It really isn't. Feeling like other people care about you, that they understand you. Like, I can only imagine that having someone who not only cares about you, but tries to understand you and then accomplishes it, like that, having a person like that must feel so, so good. I would imagine. I don't know, but I would imagine. I have given up trying to access of people anymore, though. I don't bother people with trying to get them to talk to me or whatever. I don't bother. I leave it be. If people want to talk to me, then they'll reach out. I don't bother people anymore. And I don't know. At this point, I feel like even if someone did approach me, I don't even have the energy. I just have this underlying constant feeling now that it's just hopeless. There's no point. Like, it never works out. So why even bother? Like, yesterday, right? Because, lately I've been feeling ugly again, which I can't stand feeling ugly. I can't stand it. But here I am again. But yesterday I was on my way home after work, and anytime I walk, I try not to look at anyone, because the thought of making eye contact with them terrifies me. So I really try not to look at people. So if people are looking at me, honestly, I wouldn't know most of the time. But with that said, it seemed like as I was walking home, there were two guys, like, working at the train station, whatever. And I mean, the one guy in particular, maybe he was trying to get my attention, because it seemed like as soon as I was like walking by, he started walking up. He didn't say anything, so again, like, maybe just walking up was supposed to at least get me to look at him, and then maybe he would have done so. I don't know, but I was too scared to even look. And I feel like it's like a combination, right? I feel like part of it is I'm scared to look, because I'm like, this, like, even if you are interested in me, this isn't going anywhere. Like, I know that even if you do like the way that I look, as soon as I start to talk, as soon as I start to express who I am, you won't like me anymore, because no one ever does. There's that. But then I think there's also the other side where it's like, I don't want to look, because I don't want the embarrassment of thinking that someone was actually interested, and then it turns out that, of course, they weren't. So, I mean, I kind of lose either way. I guess I wish that someone could change my mind, or like reframe my thinking and could do it in a way where it wasn't just them telling me that I need to be positive, or them telling me that, oh, you're just doing this, or like showing me how clearly they don't understand me. Like, I wish someone would just take the time to understand me, and then take the time to, after understanding where I'm coming from and how I think, explain to me how I should think instead. Because without them understanding me first, it always comes off as just complete, utter, annoying, trifling bullshit. And I'm so over it. So, I mean, I don't know, but I don't expect that to happen. And as far as thinking positive, listen, I know it, like, I think it sounds good. If that helps people, great, awesome. I wish that worked for me. I've tried it. It didn't really work. I don't know. I don't know how I'm supposed to maintain positivity and everything when things always tend to just not go very well. When, like, the same patterns just repeat over and over and over. I don't know. And I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is that, as usual, I feel like trash. I know I had some video ideas that I was thinking of posting, and I guess I still will at some point. I'll do it. But I'm not gonna lie. It's still, I mean, this channel is kind of mostly only still here because I guess hearing myself talk is my thing. Because I really don't have any other motivation to keep this up. Like, I know no one's, like, listening to the things that I put on here. I mean, even when my stuff gets, like, a few views, there aren't, like, any likes. There aren't really any comments. So there's no engagement, which, I mean, I'm so used to that over all these years, mostly with my art, but it's very demotivating, like, posting. So I really, like, if I get to it when I get to it, then that is what it is. I'm not in a rush. I'm really not. If it happens when it happens, then cool. But I don't know. I needed to do this because I am not coping well. I'm not, and I don't know what to do. I don't. I just feel like I've tried all these different outlets and none of them work. And even though I know what the solution is, which is, finding the person who understands me, that is a lot easier said than done, obviously. Like, obviously. So, and the catch-22 is, even if that person is out there, I'm so done and down in the dumps and lack of energy that I don't have the energy to go out and find this person. And, with the way things have gone for me, they're not going to find me. So, I don't know. I'm just up the creek without a paddle. But whatever. Anyway, I guess I'll wrap this up for now. I'll probably still be feeling bad later, but, like, if I want to make another one of these, then I'll just make another one later. But I'm gonna wrap this up for now. So, Yep.